What up? This is GAGUT and GAGUT and conversation. It's a GAGUT and conversation. It's poppin'. What up? What's poppin' though? We about to go in. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's a mic check. Can you hear me clearly? Yeah. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What up? What's poppin'? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on, I gotta run it back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Melanin Smiles, I know you there. Can you hear me? Cause I gotta do mic checks. Cause I be talking and then I go back and hear the live and I'm like, damn, they ain't even hear me. Can you hear me clearly? I know it's 11 o'clock at night where I'm at. It's late, I don't give a fuck. We're going up. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just suicide. It's suicide. We don't want niggas to unify. But realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, radio and the news. Politics and the prison system is making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken, cause freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Take your ass in some chains and put you right on the vote. It's just the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just a suicide. It's suicide. They don't want niggas to unify or realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, radio and the news. Politics and the president be making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in some chains, carried you off to the vote. It's the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just suicide. It's suicide. They don't want niggas to unify. Realize all the energy we got inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School, the food, the radio and the news. Politics and the president be making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in some chains and carried you to the boats. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. This Babylon lifestyle, just suicide. It's suicide. They don't want niggas to unify or realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, radio and the news. Politics and the president be making the rules. Turn around and just break them. Hit, waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in some chains, carried you off to the votes. It's the God's almighty grand unified. Everything is God, you and I. This Babylon life is just a suicide. It's suicide. Yeah, just unify. Blah. What up? What's poppin'? What the fuck is up, man? This is the God Almighty Grand Unified. This is a GAGUTian conversation right now. Alright? This is a GAGUTian conversation. I'm about to unload for y'all. I'm gonna unload for y'all, and we're gonna keep this shit popping, and we're gonna elevate. We're gonna take this shit up. Cause there's a lot of people out here faking the funk. They feeding you some shit that's not gonna help you right now. It's not going to help you. Understand that everything that has been going on is still going on. If you don't know history, it's bound to repeat itself. If you don't understand history, it's bound to repeat itself. Everything that has been going on is still going to fuck on. It's still going on. It's still going on right now today. Jim Crow is still alive because of our ignorance of not being able to see this shit go down. Alright, so now, I want to make sure everybody's in here up on GAGUT, GAGUTians. I want all GAGUTians in the room. And this shit too fly, like this shit too fly. This way too fly for the, everybody ain't even gonna understand you. You know how far you gotta bring these motherfuckers up to speed. Everybody not even gonna understand this shit. Like this shit is too fly. This conversation is gonna be too fly right now. Understand, we're going back 25,000 years in history to current date. To current, we even going to the future. GAGUT encompasses mathematics even from the future. It's going to be 1 million years from now. They're going to be talking about GAGUT. 1 million years from now, they're going to be talking about GAGUT. Nigga, Jesus didn't have shit on GAGUT, nigga. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers worship Jesus. You see what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. Peace, what up? Alright, so look, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm going to give you meat and potatoes tonight. We going all the way in. Fuck it. Let's get to it. Alright, let me see. Let me grab this. Alright, so now, what we talking about is the God Almighty Grand Unifier. We're talking about GAGUT. GAGUT. That's G-I-J, comma J equals 0. This is supreme mathematics. Supreme mathematics. What happened is, you all heard of Albert Einstein. I know you heard of Albert Einstein. He's a fucking fraud. Albert Einstein, during his day, he was alive in the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s. 1955, he died. While he was alive, he was working on finding the grand unifying theorem. The grand unifying, this means it encompasses everything. He wanted to explain the world from the skin in to the skin out in one formula. He called it GUT, the Grand Unified Theorem. Theory, matter of fact, theory. Only thing wrong is Albert Einstein passed away without accomplishing his goal to find the Grand Unified Theory. He didn't find it. He passed away in 1955. But yet, watch this. Albert Einstein got hospitals, he got avenues, he got schools, he got crazy hairstyles named after him, all of this shit, right? But our Dr. Professor Gabriel Oyibo completed what Einstein couldn't do in 1991. In 1991, he completed Einstein's work. He called it the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. Let me open up my organic laptop, because I had it right here. Here we go. So Einstein, he passed away in 1955. He didn't find it. He didn't find it. Who did find it was Gabriel Oyibo in 1991. And he called it the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. That's why I love my laptop. I love my organic laptop. Get you a notebook, write the shit down so you can see it. So no matter how your power source is or your Wi-Fi connection, you always got the shit. So in 1997, Bill Clinton, the White House under Bill Clinton's administration, the Clinton administration, they were the first to investigate GAGUT. They were the first to investigate GAGUT and the claims that it was making black people, African descendant people, the smartest people ever to be on the planet. The most intelligent, athletic people ever to be on the planet. The undefeatable people on the planet. That's what was inside GAGUT. G-I-J, comma J equals 0. Now, what's important about this is we're talking about the White House. We're talking about the CIA, the FBI. We're talking about goddamn Pentagon. All of them investigated it, found no flaws. More importantly, this is under the Clinton administration. You know how many black people love Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton? If these motherfuckers knew that you are the most intelligent, the most compassionate, and that you are the human expression of God, why didn't they tell you that? Why didn't Bill Clinton tell you that if he loved you so much? Why didn't Hillary Clinton tell you that if she loves you so much? You know how many black people voted for Hillary Clinton? How many black people voted for Bill Clinton? If y'all motherfuckers only knew, ever since 1997, they knew who you were officially, scientifically, mathematically. They knew who you were. They know your potential. Why you think they don't tell you? This is the same reason why there's chemtrails in the air, there's goddamn fluoride in the water, there's motherfucking liquor stores and a motherfucking church in every neighborhood you go to that's predominantly black people. This is the same reason why. You understand me? Because they understand. And watch, I'm gonna show you. Let me, because I'm about to go ahead of myself. So, after 1997, the White House investigated it via the Clinton administration, found no flaws in it. They had to call for help, so they called Yale University. They called Yale University. Now, I'm gonna show you what Yale said. I'm gonna show you what Yale said. They called Yale University, said, Yale, we need some help investigating this theorem. Y'all the scientists around here, look it up for me. Go get the logistics, break it down. Yale went and investigated it, came back and said, Mr. President, guess what? These niggas is right. They right. They are right. Not only are they right, and they are the human expression of God. They are the most athletic, the most intelligent, the most undefeatable. But they getting better. We are getting better. This shit is not over. We getting better. The only way we don't get better, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you so we can stay together. P. Shango, what up? Pablo Iverson, what's up, boy? Watch this. This is how you Google search it to get Yale's information, what Yale said. Watch this. Watch this. What up, though? Peace. God news. Watch. God Almighty's Grand Unified Theorem, nicknamed GAGUT, G-I-J, comma J equals 0, represents the God order. News ordaining Professor Gabriel Oyibo, a black man with the ultimate intelligence, and hence black people most intelligent and undefeatable race. Listen, the ultimate intelligence. Listen, y'all not ready. Watch this. Now, what Yale studies say, it says that African descended people, black people, and you look, polymorphism. Oh my God. Polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means mutation. We contain the most polymorphisms, 28 intelligent strands of DNA. Non-Africans, 19 intelligent strands of DNA. Now I'm going to make this simple for you. You can take inside if you look inside the black race, you see every shade of people. Every shade, every quality, everything of any people you can find in black people. It'd be two black people make a baby is light as hell. Go to the continent. Google it. Just Google it and Google some countries like Morocco, Ethiopia, Somalia, Nigeria. You will see every shade. Even if you go stay in America right now, you get me 10 black people. We all got different texture hair, different sizes, everything. We got everything. You can't put two European people together and make a black person. You can't put two Asian people together and make a black person. You can't put two anybody together and make a black person. But yet you can get everything out of black people. Make everything. We have the most polymorphisms. We have the most intelligent strands of DNA. And this is Yale saying this. This is Yale. This is not no HBCU, nigga. This is not Howard. You know what I'm saying? Peace, God. What up? Yo. That's my man Casper. What up, boy? This is not God. This is the White House under the Clinton administration is saying this. And Yale University, Ivy League, is saying this. That's what they say. Now look at these numbers. I'm going to show you these numbers again. Watch this. Watch this. 28 intelligent strands of DNA. Non-black people, non-African descended people, 19 intelligent strands. Okay, so that's 28 and 19. Now, we're gonna come right back to that. We're gonna come right back to that. Stay right there. So, with that being the official numbers, what they're saying from Yale University, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, let me show you this. Let me show you this. What is the importance of DNA? What is the importance of it? Because we think that intelligence is measured by a test, like an IQ test, right? That's what you think intelligence. Watch. I'm gonna show you. The IQ test was invented at the height of white supremacy. The IQ test was invented at the time they were still lynching black people. At the time they were still hanging black people in mass. I'm going to show you. The IQ test was invented by this guy, Alfred Bennett, in 1904. In 1904. Let me write these numbers down. The IQ test, look, what's this? IQ test in 1904. And it's all going to make plenty of sense in one hot second. So the IQ test it came out in 1904. Okay? So what was the state of black people in the 1900s, in the early around 1904? What was the common ideology, the most widely accepted notion about black people? What was it? African descended people. What was it? Let's just go to America. Let's go to America. Okay, since we're in America. What was the common notion of black people in America? And I'm going to show you something. I showed y'all this earlier today, but I got a feeling there's going to be some people that's new. Watch this. Watch this. This book is called Without Sanctuary. Without Sanctuary, it discusses lynching photography in America. Edited by James Allen. Explains that the book presents souvenir postcards and photographs of lynchings, primarily African Americans. Note that between 1882 and 1968, some 4,700 and more lynchings were recorded throughout United States history. See that? See that? So this was the common acceptance of African Americans, of black people, African descended people. This is what they thought. They even brought their children to watch. And look at the child laughing, enjoying it, having a good time. Look at this. Look how many people are there. This was the common acceptance around the time the IQ test came out. Look how many people there. Look at how many people is there. Standing under the body, smiling, laughing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. In mass. In mass. Torture, murder, burned alive. This was the common acceptance for black people. Look how many people in mass, over 4,700, documented. Don't even get me started about the undocumented. So if this was the common acceptance, how could you judge intelligence? Is this intelligent? Is this superior intelligence? Torturing a family? Murdering a family? Children? So if this was the common acceptance of black people's intelligence around this time, the IQ test was simply a means. What's this? So we're talking about from 1882 to 1968. The IQ test came out in 1904. So this 1882, 1968. Okay? Now watch this. So along with the documented lynching and hangings that we know of, how could they hinge this activity on common society? This was common. This was children there, old people there, couples was there, it was fucking date night. How could this be a common practice? What made this cool? What made this legal? Nobody went to jail for this shit. Nobody went the fuck to jail for this. This was perfectly legal. This was the thing. This was the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Saturday night movie night. This was the shit that they did. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why. This is why. The Constitution, the 3/5 compromise, was a compromise reached among United States delegates during the 1787 United States Constitutional Convention. This is where they said, you're 3/5 of a man. You're 3/5 of a person. 3/5 of a person. You're not even a whole person. You're 3/5 of a person. This is what they said. This is what they said in 1787. So we got to put these numbers back on there. Okay? So let's go. This was 1787. This was 1787. They said you were 3/5. They looked at African descendant black people, African Americans, as 3/5 of a human. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Because I just showed you the study from Yale University saying that we had 28 intelligence strands of DNA and they only have 19. Now, this is not to shoot at nobody. I'm just showing you what they say. I'm showing you straight up history. This is not conjecture. This is not how the fuck I feel. I'm giving you the straight up brass tacks of this shit. So if we're dealing with Ivy League around the era of Jim Crow, it's more likely they would downplay this a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to round these numbers up. So 28 will go to 30. Because it's most likely they suppress these numbers. And it's most likely they embellish these numbers. So 28 will go to 30. 19, let's put that to 18. 30 and 18 have a common number. That common number is 6. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 6 goes into 18 3 times. So we have a complete inversion of the 3/5 that they said we were. We were actually 5/3. They were 3/5. This is what we call dynamic projection in psychology. This is dynamic projection. And what's so diabolical about it is everybody bought into it. Everybody, did you see the masses of crowds that came out to watch these activities of murder, torture, lynching? Because, after all, they're not even real people. They're not even 100% human. Do them just like you do a chicken, just like you do a cow, just like you do a pig, a hog. You see what I'm saying? Shit is deep. It's fucked up. Furthermore, this is 1787. Now, I just showed you the book Without Sanctuary, documented from 1882 to 1968. So what propelled this activity? What propelled this activity? Because we know what stopped. Well, we'll get into what stopped it in a minute. But what propelled it? First, we have the Constitution, the Constitutional Convention, 1787, the 13th Amendment, 3/5 of a man shit. Then we also have this. We also have this. I'm going to show you something. Have any of you heard of the Berlin Conference? Have you heard of the Berlin Conference? Yes? No? You heard of the Berlin Conference? Okay, I'm going to show you. The Berlin Conference. And now we going deep now because all right, the Berlin Conference between 1884 and 1885. It also lasted until 1888. You know what I'm saying? So it was also known as the Congo Conference or West Africa Conference. This regulated European colonization and trade in Africa during the new imperialism period and coincide with Germany's sudden emergence as an imperial power. Look at these words. Regulated European colonization. This shit is important. It regulated European colonization. Colonization. We know what regulated means, right? This means to control, to structure. We know what European means, right? These are Europeans. White people. I don't want to say white people. They call themselves white people. European colonization. What does colonization mean? I'm going to show you what colonization means. Watch. What does colonization mean? What does colonization mean? What's this? Hold on. Yo, Noble, chill, man. Chill. I don't need no more gas, man. Chill. He's talking about kill myself. They already surrendered. I'm going to show you. They already surrendered. I don't need no more gas, though, man. I don't need no more gas. I got your back. I got your back. I got your black. You know what I'm talking about? Stay with me. Colonization. The act or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. I'm going to read this again. The action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people in the area. You see that? You see that? The action by a plant or animal of establishing itself in the area. A plant or an animal. No wonder they call it a plantation. No wonder they call it a plantation. Then we call them the beast and they wonder why. The action of a plant or an animal. These are not my fucking words. I just looked it up. You just saw me look it up. These are not my words. This is the dictionary. This is not my words. The action by a plant or animal of establishing itself in the area. The action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. Look at this shit, man. The action or process of settling among and establishing control over the people, over the indigenous people of an area. Right. So the Berlin Conference, this was in 1884 through 1888. They felt, and this was all hinged on the 13th Amendment. Look, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Watch. Let's start our timeline over. So we got the Berlin Conference. This is 1787, right? BC, Berlin Conference. Berlin Conference, right? That's 1787. Then from 1882 to 1968, we got, that's what Without Sanctuary showed, the documented lynchings. Documented. They documented it. It wasn't even a fucking secret. Documented lynchings. It wasn't under the fucking carpet, nigga. They took pictures and fucking souvenirs and passed out flyers, all that shit. From 1882 to 1968. In between that, 1884 through 88. Oh no, this was this is the 13th Amendment. 13th Amendment was 1787. The Berlin Conference was 1888. So before we even get into the 1900s, we got all hell. All kind of hell. On the heels of the Berlin Conference is when the IQ test came out. The IQ test was 1904. During this time, 1904, they still lynching motherfuckers. Look, the book Without Sanctuary showed us documented lynchings from this period of time. This the same time they come out with the IQ test. So you think these same people that was getting lynched and tortured and murdered had a fair shot at taking the IQ test? Hell no. The test was supremely biased. And I mean supreme, as in white supremacy. As in European bias. You see what I'm saying? So what happened during those years, it was our ancestors kept coming up with ingenious things like George Washington Carver with his work with the plants, Benjamin Banneker with his work with dealing with melanin and how it moves. He used it to make clocks, how the inner systems in the clock are moving. That motion creating something. That creation is an exact duplicate of your body's organs, how they move, which is circadian rhythm that's plugged into the cosmos. That's plugged into, these are geniuses. These are geniuses. But under Jim Crow, our genius was suppressed. But see, we don't have that no more. Or we appear not to have that anymore. See, it's taken on a whole nother, it took on a whole nother host. This is a parasitic relationship that we got. We're being used as batteries to power this system. We're being fucking used. It just is what it is. So, the IQ test came out in 1904. Watch this. So from 1882 to 1968, there are documented lynchings and hangings. GAGUT came out in 1991. In 1991, that's when GAGUT came out. So GAGUT came out in 1991, was investigated by the Clinton administration in 97, by Yale University in 97, and put under wraps. They kept it G14 classified. They didn't tell you. The Clinton administration didn't tell you. Yale University didn't tell you. As a matter of fact, it's not a HBCU in the world that has a course on GAGUT. It's probably some college students in this room right now. You going to some fucking university and paying these cocksuckers all this money, and what are they teaching you? They're not teaching you the supreme mathematics. They're teaching you some old, outdated shit. This is why every time you go into what they call a low-income neighborhood, which is really a black neighborhood, our books are outdated. Our software is outdated. We're undereducated. What they want you to do, run, play sports, entertain some fucking body. Even when you look at who our leaders are supposed to be, who are they? Fucking entertainers. Entertainers. You worry about what the fuck P. Diddy said. You worry about what the fuck Rick Ross said. What the fuck Allen Iverson said. We haven't been taught. We haven't been encouraged to think deep, because people are still following this 13th Amendment, Berlin Conference, right to colonize bullshit that make you understand, that has them under the understanding that we don't have the capacity to hold that light, to hold that information. And this is the bullshit. This is the bull. GAGUT has dispelled that. GAGUT has threw that shit out the way. They had no choice but to surrender to GAGUT, to the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. They had no choice. They had no choice. It was ordered by God Almighty. God got tired. God Almighty, yo, oh my God, like God got tired of this shit. God got tired of this shit. No more. No more. Yo, rest in peace to Mike Brown. Rest in peace to Trayvon Martin. Rest in peace to Sandra Brand. Rest in peace to Freddie Gray. God said no more. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Is I'm here to wake y'all the fuck up. We looking for something to happen, some strange being to come and save us, when we have everything we need to save ourselves. But we're so preoccupied with the fucking game, so preoccupied with goddamn going to the club, preoccupied with all this other bullshit that's not going to save you. It's not going to better you. It's not going to do anything right now. Inside GAGUT is the mathematics from the past, the present, and the future. It's called the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to show you again. Because just looking at the timeline and bringing it to 1990, listen, this is what happened. Watch this again. Up into GAGUT in 91, 97, we were considered 3/5 of a human. It was understood that we are to be colonized, civilized, taught, trained, lynched. Hence Willie Lynch. Now all of that has been proven a fucking lie. Not only is this something that we already knew and was saying, but it's been said now by the White House in 97, by Yale University, which is the fucking capital. It's Ivy League. This is not HBCU. This is Ivy League. This is Jim Crow, white supremacy. These are the same people who believe in the 13th Amendment, in the Berlin Conference, in Willie Lynch. These are the very people who institute this type of thought pattern. They've surrendered. The only reason why we don't have as much power as we should is because of our ignorance. The only way they have power is in our ignorance. And I just showed you what it is. It's your DNA. It's your DNA fucking A. It's your DNA. This is why it's important that we eat from the earth. This is why it's important that we don't indulge in animal products. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to back that up. I'm going to back that up. And I ain't going to go all fucking crazy. I'm going to back that up. Some good old common goddamn sense. I'm going to back that shit up. We go any way on that. You got a question about that? Type it in. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to give you something real simple. Genius vegetarians. Venti, what up? Peace, reflection, what's goody? Genius vegetarians. Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Mahatma Gandhi, Thomas Edison, Mark Twain. Oh, matter of fact, hold up. Let's see what Albert Einstein said, since y'all like him so much. What did Albert Einstein say about vegetarianism? Let's see. In a letter to Max Carell, he said, "I've always eaten animal flesh with a somewhat guilty conscience, and soon after became vegetarian." Einstein's famous quote, "Nothing will benefit health or increase chances of survival on Earth as the evolution to a vegetarian diet." See that? See that? Yo, listen, Mama Ya, whatever vibe you on, we not on that over here. I understand your concern, but that's another day, another conversation. This is a Gagutian talk right now. Why you worry about my sexuality? What the fuck is you talking about? You not listening? Like, I really don't want to block nobody. I'm just trying to enlighten for those who don't know what I'm talking about. But you on a whole nother speed. We not there. So just fall back a little bit and listen. Because if you was listening to me, you already know you on the wrong lane. All right, now stay with me. Now watch this. So we got Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Mahatma Gandhi, Thomas Edison, Mark Twain, Leonardo da Vinci. I don't even know this brother's name, but he's probably important. And Pythagoras. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Listen. All of these people, guess where they learned from? Guess where they learned from? Africa. That's right. Let's look at Pythagoras. Watch. They learned from your ancestors. They learned from your ancestors. Hold up. Let's say it right here. Hold up. Let me. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Look. I ain't even type shit. Look. The first Greek philosopher and the first who is recorded to have studied in Africa says that he learned philosophy from the Egyptians. They studied in Egypt because it was the educational capital of the ancient world. Pythagoras is also known to have spent at least 20 years in Africa. You see what I'm saying? So where did you think they got that information from? Where did you think they got that from? They just told you where they went to school at. In Egypt, in Africa. We should not be eating animal products. It dulls our fucking senses. It damages our DNA. The only power that you have for intelligence is measured by your fucking DNA. It's measured by your DNA. Now, I was a savage. I was a fucking savage. Now I used to eat chicken with pig on it. I take a chicken and put a piece of pig on that shit. I understand what it tastes like, but are we living for a satisfaction of emotion? No. This shit is deeper than that. Ain't no amount of feel good gonna make up for this shit. You want me to show you some more pictures of Without Sanctuary? They documented lynching. They documented it. It was that common that they document. Imagine you go kill a bunch of people and take pictures with your children there after church and shit every Sunday. Imagine that. Just fucking imagine that. That's how common it was. But the lie is perpetuated through ignorance. The greatest European scholars went to school in Africa. And those greatest European scholars did not eat animals. Our ancient African ancestors understood the importance of DNA and cultivating good DNA. They understood that. They knew all about your pineal gland and how it's connected to the cosmos. How we are being used as devices to bring forth the spirit of the divine on earth. They understood that. We don't understand that. GAGUT is here. God Almighty sent GAGUT here for us right now. You could have been alive in 1884 and been just looked at as just another nigga. To be lynched, to be murdered, to be tortured, to be hung in the middle of the town in front of everybody. But we're here right now. We are the chosen. We're here right now. This ain't no, like, I'm not going to get into no crazy shit. What's crazy is the shit that they got away with thus far. That's crazy. I'm not going to tell you some shit like I'm Jesus and all that. Jesus not real. They made Jesus up. They made Jesus the fuck up over some ancient African information, spiritual systems. I just showed you the greatest scholars of European descent went to school in Africa. Went to school in Africa. So how is the greatest minds that they know, the greatest minds that they, and then they're going to make an IQ test after going to school and learning from the most smartest minds in the universe in Africa. And then make an IQ test, a European. You see what I'm saying? It was supremely biased. So we can't use that to measure shit no more. We got to take this shit into our own hands. We got to change what the world thinks a genius is supposed to look like. We got to change what the world thinks a genius is supposed to look like. Only way we do that is if we get up on our fucking feet and stop falling for this bullshit 13th Amendment, Berlin Conference, Jim Crow, white supremacy, Willie Lynch. All of that shit is lies. All of it is fucking lies. And you know it's crazy. I was talking to a professor of physics. He was a professor of physics for 40 years. A white guy, European ancestry. He had no idea the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. He never heard of GAGUT in his life. And he's a professor who teaches this. This shows you that, listen, they're trying to do it again. The same way Henry Ford stole the first motor vehicles, the same way George Washington Carver was used, the same way Benjamin Banneker was used. Now they're trying to steal GAGUT from us by not putting it in any black schools, black colleges, black high schools, whatever. They've totally monopolized the information on it. And they're keeping us away from our natural birthright. It's ours. But why don't you have it? Why don't you know it? Why is the information so expensive? Why is the book fucking thousands of dollars? Why does it cost $2,000? It costs $1,400 a day to learn it at Yale. Why do you think that is? To keep it away from you. That's the same reason why it's fast food in the poor neighborhood. And you go to the ghetto, you can get chicken any time of day you want it. You can get liquor any time of day you want it. You can get beer, booze, drugs, murder. You get that anytime you want it because it damages your DNA. And to damage your DNA is to suppress your intelligence. It suppresses your intelligence. I could go all into the goddamn amino acids and the proteins. I could get all into that, but that's going to fly over your head. Because most of us don't give a fuck about none of that scientific shit yet, because we can't hear. And we can't hear because we lack the intellectual enzymes to digest this shit. It's a nigga eating a chicken sandwich right now listening to this shit like, yeah, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's a nigga smoking a blunt right now listening to this shit. But that's okay. Everybody wake up at different times. That's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But what we got to understand is right now we have the greatest accomplishment as far as mathematics is concerned from any other people ever in history on the planet. Think about it. All the problems that we don't know how to solve, we can solve with GAGUT. Time travel, we can solve with GAGUT. Levitation, we can solve with GAGUT. Cold fusion, we can solve with GAGUT, with the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. We can solve it all using this wonderful theorem. And let me show you theorem. Let me show you the difference between a theory and a theorem. Let me show you. Let me show you. See, what Einstein was working on was called a theory. It was called a theory. What does theory mean? Watch this. And pay attention to the words. Theory, a supposition or a system of ideas. Listen. Supposition, this is suppose. Suppose. How many times you had niggas supposed to do something and ain't do it? A supposition or a system of ideas intended. Listen, it's a bunch of suggestive ass shit. A supposition, this is suppose, or a system of ideas intended, suppose and intend. This is the same fucking word. This is redundant and shit right now. A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Now, let me read that shit again, because this shit is so redundant. It's so like, and, what had happened was, did you hear this shit? Peace, what up? What up, humble? What's goody? What's this? A supposition or a system. Hold up. It's not just a supposition. It's a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Look at the synonyms. Hypothesis, thesis, conjecture, supposition, speculation, postulation, postulate, proposition, premise, surmise, assumption, presupposition. None of that shit says truth. None of that says truth. It's not the truth. None of it is, you don't see the word truth in there anywhere. It's not the truth. It's not even based on the truth. It's based on a fucking supposition of a supposed to nigga maybe about to do some shit. That's what Einstein was working on. Now watch this. GAGUT is the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. Let's see what theorem means. Watch. What does theorem mean? Theorem, a general proposition, not self-evident, but proven by a chain of reasoning. A truth established by means of accepted truths. So this is a truth on a truth on a truth. A rule in algebra or other branches of mathematics expressed by symbols or formulae. This is the truth. Based on truth, based on truth. You see what I'm talking about? So this is why it's so important that we grasp this wonderful theorem and we hold it tight and we embrace it and we dissect it and we understand it to the best of our abilities. Don't you think the Jewish community, Jewish people are proud of Albert Einstein? That allowed them to escape some treacherous shit during the Holocaust. Treacherous shit. Whoa. We have a genius in our gene pool. We are genius people. We're going to take ourselves up by our bootstraps and we're going to control something. And now you pay rent to a Jewish person. Your favorite goddamn recording artist is signed to a Jewish label. The TV channel you watch is owned by a Jewish person. GAGUT surpasses all of that work also. You see what I'm saying? It surpasses all of that work also. So, understanding that what we have right now, and this has been over 20 years. Like, think about it. Like, this shit came out in 91. This shit came out in 91. You could have had this while you was in fucking middle school, and by now you would be, God knows what you would be capable of. You could have got this in middle school. But they put a lid on the jar. The White House via the Clinton administration. This is why I don't fuck with Obama. So Obama's a fucking nut. Why didn't Obama tell you this? He was in the White House. He's privy to all of the information there. Why he didn't tell you this? Why Michelle didn't tell you this? They privy to the information. We've been used. We've been lied to in order to keep a small number of people in control. We've been used and lied to. You see what I'm saying? So let me back this up. Let me back this up. Let me back this up. Let me back it up real quick. Because I'm dealing with, this is world history, this is American history, and this is the supreme mathematics. This is the grand unifying theorem. This grand unifying, which means it encompasses everything. Everything. I could talk about the Bible. I could talk about creation. I could talk about the periodic table of elements, which is every known thing on the planet. It's all inside of GAGUT, the God Almighty Grand Unified Theory. So understanding that this is the hand that we dealt, we can't lose. We can't lose. This is the hand that you dealt, you can't fucking lose. So we need to get our hands, and you know what I'm going to do? Because I've made plans to leave. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Me and my tribe, bro. And when I do, I'm going to be exercising what I know about GAGUT. More. That's right. This is a GAGUTian conversation. That's right. Right. Factamundo. Matter of fact, I got to go to sleep because this is another thing that's important. And this goes to cultivating good DNA, good melatonin production. Is rest. We have to make sure we get adequate rest. I'm going to show you why. And I know I go live late. That's just my twist. I go live late, nigga. It's just my twist. I'm like the fucking Arsenio Hall of Consciousness out this joint. I go live late, bro. I goddamn the Black Jay Leno out this joint. I go live late. What's this? So, what happens is in the daytime, our bodies produce serotonin. This serotonin is what powers your internal organs. That's what wakes you up. You ever wonder why you sleep and then like you don't just snap and wake up. It builds up. Then you wake up. That's because it's a hormone produced in your body called serotonin. Your hormones are controlled by your endocrine system. Your endocrine system. Do you know what endocrine system is? The endocrine system. That's what some people call your chakras. I'm going to show you. It's not just some mystical, magical, goddamn lights in your body. This is why we got to go back to being scientists, man. Watch. Watch. Endocrine. Endocrine system. Relating to or denoting glands that secrete hormones or other products directly into your blood. Watch, I'm going to show you what that is. That's your endocrine system. They also call it chakras, but it's not some mystical shit. It's actually glands, organs that are called glands in your body. You know what I'm saying? They're not showing the top ones, which is your pineal. Yeah, your pineal, your hypothalamus, your pituitary. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's really 7. The top one don't count. Well, I mean, it count, but, you know, they put your hypothalamus and your pituitary together and count them as 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Watch. Watch, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And so people, you'll see it like this a lot, and they'll call that your chakras. But what they're really talking about is these glands. They're talking about these glands. This glandular highway that runs up and down your body. All right? That's what they're talking about. Your endocrine system. All right? So watch this. So your endocrine system in the daytime, it produces serotonin. That serotonin cascades throughout the rest of your glands. Those glands power your organs. This is why it's important to eat at a certain time. It's also important to sleep at a certain time. Right now, I'm past my bedtime, like 15 minutes. I'm supposed to be asleep by 12. And I'm going to show you why. And you ever sleep, like you sleep, you don't just wake up. You don't just gain consciousness like that. You slowly, first you open your eyes, then, you know, everything click on and you move. It's a buildup. It's hormonal. Hormones, your endocrine system, the hormones build up. It's not your electrical system. That's instantaneous. Like somebody step on your foot, instantly you hurt. You don't gotta wait for hormones to build up for you to feel that. That's your central nervous system. That's electrical. Your endocrine system controls your hormones. Your hormones. All right. So The serotonin is a daytime hormone. The melatonin is a nighttime hormone. Melatonin makes you mellow. This is what makes you sleepy and tired, is your melatonin rates increase, right? So watch this. I made a melatonin production chart. Around 9 o'clock, your melatonin is a little low. 10 o'clock it builds up, 11 o'clock it builds up. Then at 12, you get a spike. You get a crazy spike in melatonin. They said it's highest at 12. At 12. So the serotonin, when the serotonin is low, your melatonin is high. And then when the serotonin is high, your melatonin is low. At night, when your melatonin is high, your serotonin is low. You see what I'm saying? So at 12 midnight, you should be sleeping. This helps to cultivate good melatonin. And your melatonin builds your melanin. It builds your melanin. And your melanin is what is the master conductor in your whole body. You see what I'm saying? This is another way to make sure that you're taking care and you're cultivating good DNA. You understand me? This is why our ancestors had the eye of Heru, prominently placed everywhere, because that eye is analogous with your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is the master conductor of your hormone system, of your endocrine system, which builds your melatonin, which builds your melanin. Goddamn. See what I'm saying? But they don't want us to know this shit. They don't want you to know this shit because this is going to unleash the GAGUT inside of you. You know what I mean? So look, this your brother, man. I'm going to get at y'all tomorrow. I'm going to be right back at you. You understand me? And I love you. You already know why. You know why? That's right. Because I love myself. Yep. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just a suicide. It's suicide. They don't really want to unify. Realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize the deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, radio and the news. Politics and the president be making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in some chains, carry you off to the folks. This the God's almighty grand unified. Yeah, everything is God, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just a suicide. It's suicide. They don't want niggas to unify or realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, the radio and the news. Politics and the prisons is making the rules. Turn around and just break them. You waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in some chains and took you off to the boats. It's the God Almighty, grand unified. Bruh, everything is gone, even you and I. Babylon lifestyle, just a suicide. It's do or die. They want niggas to unify. Realize all the energy that's deep inside. To utilize, they colonize our deepest minds. All the lies that coincide. School of food, radio and the news. Politics and the prison system is making the rules. Turn around and just break them. Waiting for Jesus, my nigga. You been forsaken. Freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in them chains. Took you off to the boats. This the God's almighty, grand unified. They don't really want us to unify. realize all the energy that we got deep inside. Coincide, a deepest mind. I'm out here, family. I love you, yo. 'Cause I'm myself. Peace.